to the public hearing tonight on ordinance 2019-5-1. We're here to discuss that in this public hearing. And if anyone that wishes to speak to the Board of Aldermen, we ask that if you'll come to the podium, press the microphone button. You'll be given 3 minutes to talk to the council, and we'll go on to the next one when that one is complete. But this is a public hearing on ordinance 2019-5-1 that starts at 5:30. We're right there at, actually it's 5:31, I guess. So if anyone is here that would like to speak to the ordinance, please come forward, state your name, and come to the podium, please. Thank you.
My name is Wayne Huckabee. I own Wayne's Customs, and this ordinance that y'all are picking out junkyards, or however you want to word it, we're not junkyards. I understand the reason of keeping stuff clean. I mean, I understand that. But before y'all can pick at our business or tell us how to keep our business clean, how to keep it organized, how to keep it screened, covered in, there are state regulations that we have to go by. We cannot classify as a junkyard because we don't sell parts off of our cars. So we're not a junkyard. But we can't just automatically get rid of our cars and haul them off to the junk when they are considered junk. That goes to the city jails. That's where most of the impounds we get come from. Insurance, neglects, and abandonment. We don't own these cars until they are legally ours through the state. The state has also changed the mandated guidelines that we have to go through to get the titles for these cars. It's an act of Congress to get the titles, and technically if I haul that car off and it's not mine, somebody's going to take me to jail for stealing the car. So we need to understand how you're discussing this and how you're going about classifying junkyards or the businesses that you're looking at about cleaning up, keeping things clean, organized, neat. I understand. I get that. I wouldn't want to live next to it myself. But there's only certain things we can do within our hands that are allowed to do. The state has cut our hands now. We cannot get rid of these cars as fast as we'd like to, because trust me, when I pick one up, I'd love to get paid for it the next day. Get it out of my hair. But it does not work that way. We cannot do it that way. So there's regulations and stuff that we're tied down by the state before we can do anything with it. There are screening laws that we have to do. According to the city, yes, we have some of them chained. We have to keep them guarded. We have to keep them locked in behind secured fence. Not just for our safety, but for other people's safety. So some people don't come in there and steal something out of the car and then we're in trouble. But there's a lot of regulations that we have to abide by that we can't just go in there and say, well, you got to get rid of these cars. You got to clean them up. We can't do that. We can't get rid of those cars. They're not legally ours until the state gives us a title or hands it to us and says, here you go. Or the owner brings us the title, one or the other, which normally doesn't happen. But I try to keep mine as clean as I can, keep the city looking decent. I mean, but we do the best we can. Cars are constantly rotating in and out. Nobody, I bet half the people in here don't know whose cars are wrecked, which ones belong to me, and which ones belong to everybody else, which ones are customers. But before we can nitpick this to death and sit here and say, well, you need to clean this up or you need to fence this off, you need to understand the business and see what goes on and how it's affected and how it works before we can start saying, well, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. Because we can't. And we're not technically a junkyard, so if you want to classify it as a junkyard just to stay off my back so I don't have to do anything else, call it whatever you want to. But we can't do certain things because of certain guidelines for the state.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Huckley.
You did good.
Wayne, where is your place?
Right across from Coleman's.
Where?
Right across from Coleman Brothers. Where Larry Norris's old drive-in gas station used to be.
Right.
You drive by it a bunch every day, I see you.
Yeah,
I try to wave at you, but yeah, you don't get no hurry.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anyone else that would like to talk about public hearing. If anybody else would like to speak, they can.
Wayne, has somebody told you that your place is a junkyard? Other than somebody just driving by and saying, there's some cars there that needs to be taken care of?
No, nobody has directly said anything to me about the cars whatsoever. But it's kind of that, you can hear everything in town, no matter what you listen to, no matter what you read. Anybody can say anything about it. If they want to understand the business, come talk to me. I'll explain anything, I'll show you how it works, I'll tell you anything about it. But as far as directly anybody saying to me, no, nobody said anything about it. And you can read this hundreds of different ways. You can look at it, depends on which side of the street you're on, I guess. And I get it, I understand. You want to keep stuff clean. I agree. You don't need stuff sitting around, especially in a residence. I understand. I wouldn't want to live by myself. I've got Cooper Shredder facility a mile from my house. Do I like it? No, I hate it. I've got flat tires. I have to look at it every day when I'm in the tractor. It's part of life. Some of it you can deal with, some of it you can't. But there are stipulations, and I get that. There are some things you want to keep clean. But when it's a business and it's operating and we're doing everything we can the way we're supposed to be doing it, what else can you do? There's businesses for that. That's why we're in business. Somebody's got to pick these cars up when they wreck. So what else can you do with it? And like I said, we can't just pick it up the next day and haul it off Cooper's because we don't like looking at it or it's tore all pieces. There's steps that we have to go through by process, or it can come back to us as a misdemeanor and we can get in trouble, which the state just changed that in November. We have a certain timeline that we can do certain things with certain vehicles, and if we don't do it within that timeline, we can end up in trouble. So we can't just all of a sudden get rid of them because we get tired of looking at it, it gets hauled off, and say, hey, it's scrap. Well, it might be to somebody, but to the other person, that might be what their mom was in, or there's a lot more to it than just a junk abandoned car.
I never looked at your place as a junkyard. I looked at it as a repair place.
Thank you, because that's.
Because I have a car there waiting to be repaired.
Yeah. And that's the thing. There's, my lot looks full most of the time, but then again, you might turn around and one weekend, half the cars will be gone because they're done, they're fixed, and they're out of the way, And my cars are constantly moving around. As soon as I can get rid of the cars, trust me, I get rid of them. I've got a limited amount of space. When my lot gets full, as soon as I can legally get rid of them, they're gone somewhere. I try to keep them clean because I get tired of looking at them myself. But there's only a certain amount of time we can do things with it.
Thank you, sir.
Wayne, I'll agree with Chris. I don't look at your place as a junkyard either. It's a record service, a repair shop. If I look at it as a junkyard, I'd have to look at the Cohen Brothers across the road with those cars backed up against the fence. It's been there probably 10 years, some of them 5 or 10 years. I don't look at that as a junkyard. That's a service station repair, service station, gas station. It was a gas station. So I think the misconception is here is we're wanting beautification, no problem. If it's done right. Junkyard definition, repair shop definition, and service stations, 2 different things. And I believe you looked it up in the Webster Dictionary, you could read it, 2 different things. Thank you.
You get your watch at Christmas. You get your watch. You made your watch.
Okay, we're still here on this public hearing, ordinance 2019-5-1. Talking about the junkyard ordinance. If anybody else would like to speak, can do so. This time is your name, and we'll give them 3 minutes to talk about it. Okay, before we go in recess to the city council meeting, is there anyone else that would like to address the board on the public hearing 2019-5-1? If not, we'll stand at recess and focus back up about 5 minutes to 6 in case someone